Welcome to Royally Unhinged, the podcast where we talk all things marketing, networking, and wizardry. It's all the things that you needed to know, and some of the things that you didn't know that you needed to know. I am one of your co-hosts, Tara B, with my other co-host.
She sure is. I'm Princess Paula.
And together we are
Royally Unhinged.
I needed tea and crumpets for that one.
Yes. Royally Unhinged. Yeah, someone once said, if you're the princess, is your husband Prince? I'm like, whoa. No, he is not.
He's the jester.
Only room for one royal in this household. Well, I'm really excited about our topic for today.
That's a
Tara.
good one. They're always good ones.
I'm so excited. Today, leg cramp. Today, friends, we are going to talk about being an expert. Being an expert. That is a word that gets thrown around all the time nowadays. And
All the time.
When I was still doing my Paula's Pantry post during the pandemic Paula's Pantry post, I did one on being an expert because at that time, like years ago, this came up. So I'm really excited about this today. I'm especially excited. We're going to count. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to start a count of how many times I poke or hit Tara.
Should get one of those clickers.
We should.
Ching.
And at the beginning, you can guess how many there's going to be. I'm very touchy-feely. So if we ever meet in person and I pet you, it's only because that's my way of saying, hi, I like you. Can we be friends?
I will only pet you if you are wearing a suede jacket.
That is true. Horse pat. Okay, so I also want to bring this up, and I'm going to define it. I have ye old Webster
It's right here.
pulled up. But because recently with me and what I do a lot of speaking on AI. So I'm a professional speaker, trainer, all the things, right? Speaker, trainer, MC. And I do a lot with generative AI. I go around, I teach and I train on generative AI. And often when people are doing their little blurbs and write-ups, they're like, expert, AI expert. And I go, whoa, hold on now. Whoa. I start to get a little nervous because how I define this, and Webster and I are on the same page.
Okay.
And maybe how other people. So we're going to have this conversation today.
Yes.
We're going to have this conversation.
We're going to have it. Just watch it.
It's like if someone says this is a good pizza and you try it and you're like, that's not a good pizza. But they're like, I love this pizza. This is great. It's a matter of opinion.
It is.
I think that's happening with the word expert.
I agree.
It's becoming a matter of an opinion.
It
No
is.
one's looking at what Webster is saying. Wow, guys, it's unhinged today. Hold on, grab your caffeine so you can keep up. Because if you can't keep up, you are not an expert.
And you're in trouble.
So the more people have been saying, here's our AI expert, it just, everything in me goes, because according to Webster, Oxford, who's friends with Webster,
Probably.
an expert is a person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of or skill in a particular area. So, a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of or skill.
The word that jumped out at me on that was authoritative.
Right? Oh, do tell. I want to see if we're on the same page.
So it's really having, and I feel like this just goes in general with like how, this was just talked about at the women's forum today. Somebody was just like, how are you so confident in doing whatever you do? And it's like, what did she say? Go into a room of people and act like you're a mediocre middle-aged white man. And like, that's what apparently we have to do as women to have the confidence and do all this stuff. But that's kind of just coming back full round to having an authoritative understanding of what your focus is. Like, if you have the confidence enough, like if you have the aggression, like if you have that authority in your mindset, even if you don't know a lot about it, but if you can put the words together.
Oh, I'm getting so excited because I can't wait to open this up.
If you can put the words together, you're an expert.
This is just it, Tara. This is just because there's two words. I wish I could draw on here. I cannot draw on here. because there's two things, right? Comprehensive and authoritative. So let's sit in that spot for a minute. So if you're authoritative, you're kind of like a big mouth, you're kind of confident, you can speak with authority on something. Does that then make you an expert just because you can talk with authority?
According to Oxford.
Does it though? A person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge.
But it
Authoritative
said
knowledge of.
comprehensive and authoritative. So it's an understanding with authority. So it's a confident understanding of what you're talking about. Is how I'm reading that.
Okay. I could pick up this cup.
Yeah.
That's very loud ice in there today. It's strange. I have my emotional support cup with me. And so if I just start talking about this cup and a comprehensive, like I could go on ad nauseum.
Tell me about how you hand wash that cup
and what it's all about. And this
take
cup,
care of all of the
if you're
BPA
listening right
free.
now, if you're listening instead of watching, this is a white tumbler. It is a 24-ounce tumbler that I got that had a spot for me to brand it. It has ridges. Like I could sit here and I could go on. I could give you a comprehensive breakdown of my cup and do it with authority. No, believe me, this is the best one out there. This is the whole expert thing. People will start going, no. This one here is the best there is. Like if you're going to buy one, this is the one you want because it's insulated. Who knows? I could just be full of horse hooey. But if I talk about it authoritatively, does that make me an expert?
Apparently these days it does.
Okay, but if Oxford and Webster have an actual definition, do we need to go by this definition or can we just kind of have our interpretation?
Comprehensive authoritative definition of expert is not that.
Okay, so how would you define things?
So, this is part of my end game. So I don't know.
So we'll wait till the end?
We'll wait until the end.
So, all right. So I'm a very black and white, precise person. So the way I define things, I'm a by the book rule follower. If you've ever met me, I'm a rule follower, except when it comes to speed limits. But I'm a rule follower. And so when someone's saying expert, I kind of divert. I go to this. No, what's the word? No, that's not the word.
It's diversion.
Switch not the lanes. Word. No,
change lanes.
I go back to this. Whatever the word is to go back to this. Yes.
Revert.
So good. I revert to this. But yeah, even when I look at this, a person who has a comprehensive and authoritative knowledge. So does taking one class, does reading one book count as comprehensive? 5 books?
Ooh, what is the level of comprehensive?
So let me see if I can dig into this a little bit more. Okay, we don't need to know it comes from Middle English. Because my definition of an expert and your definition might be different. This is kind of what came out during the pandemic because suddenly there were so many people that were calling themselves an expert.
Yeah.
Especially with the old TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly it was like, oh, this person's an expert. And if you call yourself an expert, does that ergo make you an expert?
Okay. Okay.
Jump in, Tara. Jump in. Water's warm.
Okay. Do you know, like, the videos that you see sometimes and they look super shady and they're like, and I was just scrolling on YouTube the other day because I'm on YouTube Shorts all the time now. I'm rarely on TikTok anymore. I'm always on YouTube Shorts now. But as I'm scrolling, there will be like something that pops up that's a full video, not one of the shorts or something, but it will come across and it's like, how to get 500 million viewers on blah, 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 whatever. And it will be like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. How do you do that? And then I start watching it and I'm like, this is literally done in like the boondocks. There's no lighting. It's in like a dark basement with a flashlight. And I'm like, I guess you have the jaw dropping, but it's the quality of it. I'm just like, okay, so what constitutes you being an expert in how I'm going to get 500 million views on something when your video has like 5 views on it or 5 likes or whatever, and you're in a basement and there's no lighting and there's no this,
So
there's no
good.
that.
And if you're sitting there going, what does this have to do with business or marketing or whatever? First of all, it doesn't
Everything.
matter, because just hang on for the ride, because this is fun. But this is really important, because someone's going to come along and try to sell you something and say, I'm an expert in and come and pay me all this money and I'll help your business. I'll help you go viral. I'll help you get views. I'll help you go get customers. So when you're determining working with someone, if they are going to claim to be an expert, you need to stop and go, what makes them an expert?
That's really where, and I think a lot of days, and we were just talking about this not long ago, because a lot of the times these days, people really like to see like all of the things after your name. So all of the certifications, all the this, all the that, all the. I went to Webster's training on words one day, so I am an expert in the dictionary and all the.
You got a
definitions.
certificate.
You have a certificate. I used to remember, which I haven't done it in a while.
Just reminded me of something else.
I thought you were just falling over. Like, oh no, too much energy drink for Paula.
If you are watching this, it's going to make a lot more sense than if you're listening to this and you're just like, what are they doing over there?
She just went to go hit my arm again, but I thought she was falling over.
Could be both.
But like, okay, take social media expert certifications or whatever. When at the previous agency, I think this is where she was going. At the previous agency that I was working for, like once I started doing it, like Hootsuite's got stuff, HubSpot's got certifications, like, and you're going through all of the training. And I went through it at the time years ago. I think I still have Hootsuite social media expert training certification.
I do love that. No, HubSpot. I like HubSpot.
No, I love HubSpot too. But like, there's all these social, like, why is Hootsuite the expert in giving out that certification? Like, what's
Tara?
They are a social media management, like platform that you pay for, so you can pay to get certified to do this. So it's like, there's not really any schooling or training, and there's like Coursera with Google that you can actually go through like a school format to get training and stuff, but
this comes down to
no, I was just
but it's like, so how do you determine? So like, if you value Hootsuite, then anytime you see someone that's certified by Hootsuite, you're like, okay, that's great.
Yeah.
What if Joe Schmo down the road doesn't value that or know of it? Then are they going to look at your certification from Hootsuite and think that you're an expert? Like, could we not just make up stuff and say, oh, I'm certified
I have a certified schlabdi schlidu.
Me too. I'm 1 year behind her. Okay, here. This is why this is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm very passionate. Like with AI.
Yes.
Literally yesterday I was doing a presentation on AI, and there were some ladies that were there that came early, and they said, so how did you get into this? Or how do you they weren't essentially asking me, so why are you an expert? Or how are you an expert? But they were kind of asking, so what makes you, and that was it. It was more like, what makes you an expert? Mm-hmm. So I have had people ask me if I have AI certifications, which I love. I'm here for it. Because when someone goes, do you have an AI certification? I want to say, from who? Who do I need to be certified by that you would count that as being valid? And if it's changing on the daily, how often would I need to update it to still be considered an expert by you? So I've often told people, I'm like, if you want, I can just go get a certification. That's not hard to do.
Right.
So if I have a certification, will you think that I'm more of an expert? Besides the fact that I have 4 really high quality, top shelf level newsletters, AI newsletters every day that come into my inbox. Plus I'm researching, plus I'm asking other people.
It's the continued education piece that what you're doing. And this is what I do with website stuff, with just social media in general, lesser these days, but just staying up on that continued education piece, finding out what is going on, what's new. That doesn't mean
how
that
you maintain being an expert.
Need to have a certification that you pay $500 for, and then you didn't pay attention, and you didn't pay attention because really you go through the modules and you take your little test at the end, but then you don't pass, so then you just go back through it again.
Yes.
But now you know all the questions, so
you
then
just
you
click
just
through
answer it differently
while you're watching Netflix, and it's going in the background, and now you have the certification.
That's how I got my Hootsuite social media certification.
So when someone says they're an expert, just because they got the certificate to put beside their name. Okay, we're going to pause here just for a moment. Keep this going. But I have jumped all over to Webster. So we had Oxford's
that was Oxford.
definition.
Yep.
Now we're at Merriam-Webster. And this one says, one with the special skill or knowledge representing mastery of a particular subject.
That's so much better.
Right? Or they have another one here as an adjective. So the actual, as a noun, like, so you or I, a person, place, or thing. One with a special skill or knowledge representing mastery of a particular subject.
That is so much better than Oxford. Google, what you doing
Maybe
over
we'll
there?
look up a couple more, but so it's like, are there different levels of expert?
So this is where I wanted to, and I don't know where we are on time right now, but
here.
this is where I wanted to.
We're golden.
Oh, we have so much time. You guys, we're gonna dive into this.
That's why I'm saying this one's a big one for me. I was really excited to talk about being an expert, what qualifies as an expert, who is an expert, because in the business world, again, someone might hire you and then you talk to someone else and they'll say they're not an expert. Why did you have them come? They're not. Well, what constitutes an expert? And how do we know when we can call ourselves an expert? I hand the floor to you.
Well, and I just want to let you guys know, when we come up with these topics, it's real life conversations where these things really pop out in. Like, we're talking about something which we talk to each other, I'm pretty sure, every day.
Totally normal.
If we don't talk to each other every day, we go through withdrawal and then we're like, what do we do?
She's going on vacation and I'm a little bit anxious right now because I was like, is it okay if I call you when you're on vacation?
I might have a Mai Tai in my hand, but that's okay.
We need a secret code. I'll text you twice and then you'll know. Go to the bathroom so I can call you.
But like, really, like, what ends up happening is that we talk on the phone. We just start randomly talking.
Or
about
something
what we
happened
saw on LinkedIn, or if there's some news thing that came out, which, by the way, Google just acquired Wiz. Just a little.
I think I saw
security.
that.
Yep,
I saw that. I got an email about that.
Yep, it happened on Tuesday, and I was at BNI, and it was my turn to get up and say my commercial, and I was so enthralled by it on my phone that I didn't get up right away. I was like, oh, it was a surprise. Anyways, but this is like, and this is why this platform is so great for just general people to listen to. Anyways, I'm going off the rails. But we talk about real life conversations. That's where our topic list comes up from. So, guys, it's so good. Oh, that's policy. That's what she says all the time. Guys, it's so good.
Hashtag,
guys,
bumper
it's so
sticker.
good.
I'm gonna have a collection of bumper stickers.
Oh my gosh.
We have to have the word of the day. Podcast word of the day. Oh, I guess it's expert.
It is okay. Word of the day, podcast word of the day.
Expert.
Okay. Anyways. So let's take social media.
Oh, let's. I just had someone
take-
ask me again today. They're like, are you really off of Meta for good, or do you think you'll come back? Just like,
Okay, if some of you don't know, go back to the first episode, but Paula and I left Meta. We left Meta on the personal level. You will still see our businesses on there for now. I'm still contemplating. For now, you will still see our business stuff on Meta, Instagram and Facebook, just for now, because we play the Google game.
you know, sometimes Meta is like a bad relationship that you don't realize how toxic it is until you've had a break from it, and then you go back with them and you're like, how did I ever date you?
Do you know the only time that I ever really go on Meta anymore, and I rarely go on Instagram unless it's for a client. I never go on my personal page on Instagram. I barely even go on my business page on Instagram anymore. The only time that I ever go on Facebook, though, is for a client, or if I'm posting something for Royally Unhinged, which I rarely do. And if I do, it's saying, hey, we have a new episode, go over somewhere else.
I'll sometimes go on and look to see if it's someone's birthday, because I love birthdays. I have a thing for I love that people are born. And so I will go and look to see if it's somebody's birthday. And then my eyes accidentally creep over to the newsfeed and I read 3 things and I'm mad, angry, and upset. And I was like, why did I do that for? Because it doesn't bring me joy. And I go, goodbye.
Nope.
So what was my whole point? Social media being an expert.
Social media and being an expert in social media. Because,
Because
We
all the people that come and say, I need social media. I'm a business owner. I need social media. Okay. Are you an expert? Do you know how to do it?
no.
What is an expert? Mike Wazowski. I need an expert in social media. Okay. Does that mean you want video? Because video is, but if you want video, are you just going to go and do whatever?
But it's
The
the
trends.
self-proclaimed people that go out too saying that they are the expert in social media. Like, I'm going to do all the things for you and do all this. Like, I'm a expert in doing social media video or something, and then they just show up with like their iPhone or something to take like all of your video. Which I'm gonna tell you right now, I do that for my client. I'm not saying I'm an expert in it. I am not a video production person. I do not come with a boom mic. I do not
Ooh.
come with the lighting. I literally come with my fancy iPhone and I take a video of you talking. I might throw on a lapel mic on you, but that's it. I ain't no expert in it in producing the video. But
Okay. But that depends, because it depends on what kind of quality video you want,
yeah,
or how you want it to look, or what the brand's going to be, because a lot of people create content that way and it's very popular and it's very good. So
it
that comes down to
depends.
that
Yes,
definition of expert,
it does come down to
because
the
I
definition
look
of
at what you
expert.
do and I think it's great and it's awesome. So is an expert only someone that has really expensive equipment and brings all the lighting and equipment? That's just it.
Is
It's
it?
like, how are we defining? And all of you who are watching or listening, I want you to start thinking, how do you define an expert? What does it mean to you? Are you an expert in your field? If not, who do you think of when I say expert? Who immediately comes to mind in your field? And how would you define expert? Because I think that's important. Or maybe it's not.
Well, this kind of goes back to the whole Ferrari story.
Oh, I'm here for it. Oh, do tell.
So, which episode was that? I don't know. It was one of the previous episodes. I think it's episode 2.
2, I think.
It's the Ferrari story episode, which Paula's talked about before. If you want to know more about the
I
story,
have
you can go
stickers.
back to it. She's got stickers. It's fantastic. But before I hop into my thought on this, so I finally realized what car I am.
Oh,
And I'm not even gonna let you guess. I'm a DeLorean.
Woo,
I
woo.
am classic and I'm unique and I'm creative and I will get you there and it's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a ride. And it might
And your arms go like this.
and I'll fly you up there apparently. No, but I will also maybe need a flux capacitor at some point in time.
Done.
But you know.
When she told me this the other day, if anyone is of the age that you've seen Back to the Future 1, 2, or 3, you know that the DeLorean runs on carbon. That's what the flux capacitor needs in order to run. You put garbage in it. But we'll get you a flux cup.
We'll figure it out.
You need a personalized license plate that just says flux. That'd be pretty great. Okay.
Anyway,
DeLorean, Ferrari.
So this is really like the Ferrari and now DeLorean analogy. So not everyone is going to want the Ferrari. Not everyone is going to want the DeLorean. You know, with Paula, what she talked about before is that, you know, you're going to go fast and you're bright, shiny red, and some people are just not going to like that. So this kind of all
There's a lot of energy that goes with Paula.
energy that goes back, and I'm a DeLorean, and it's just not everyone's going to want that expert in. How do I want to say that?
It's like when you see a Jeep going down the road, there are some people that are going to look at that, oh, I love that. And other people are going to be like, I can't stand those Jeep people.
Or the Cybertruck.
And they're, I was going to say that, but given the current thing.
I said it for you.
All right. But yeah, like sometimes when you see those, I was just like, weird. And other people are like, what one?
But the same thing applies to expertise. So just because someone takes a different, and this is where I'm kind of getting to my end game, just because someone takes a different approach on doing something. So just like going back to my video thing, just because I take a different approach of, I mean, I still don't call myself an expert in it, but just because I take a different approach of how I produce those videos for a couple of my social media people doesn't say that it's the wrong way to do it. So this is kind of what started this whole conversation when Paul and I were talking about this, and then it's just like we have to talk about what an expert actually is. Because there's a way that I do things on different services that I do. There's a way that somebody else is going to do things. So websites, for example, I build my websites on WordPress. There are plenty of wonderful people out there that also build websites. They build them differently. They do not build them on WordPress. They build them on whatever other platform. But who's to say that person is an expert in building a website? I'm an expert in building a website, but who's to say we're not both experts?
Okay, so challenge. Does it come down to ego? Does it come down to you being able to sell it and like your ego going, I'm an expert? Why? Because I'm an expert. Like, is it
Mike Wazowski?
No, I was trying to be more of like a confident man walking into a room. Love you. Do your heart. So
I forgot it again.
Oh, Tara.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so when it comes to an expert, because if I say that you're an expert, does that make you like, again, how much knowledge do you have to have? Do you have to have a certificate? Do you have to have a degree? Do you have to have taken a course, 2 courses? And I don't think people can or will ever agree. You might have 2 people that agree, but get 4 or 5 people together, you're not all going to agree.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to define something, then I think it becomes maybe within an industry. So I'm sure within an industry, like we would surely agree, like in the medical field, we want a certain level
of knowledge.
What constitutes being an expert surgeon.
Yes.
So that I can't just say, I read a book. It was a comic book, but I read a book and now I'm an expert doctor.
You know, I just saw something that I can't remember where it was. It might have been LinkedIn, but it was something about the doctors that are coming up into their like when they're actually becoming doctors, that they can do the surgeries and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not the same level of knowledge because all of the doctors that are trained, that are in school right now, ready to graduate after their master's and all that stuff, are using AI for a lot of their stuff. Oh no, I think it was like an SNL skit or something. And like the doctors like didn't know how to like do anything on the machines because they just used AI during school. So it's like ruh-roh.
Okay, I'm going to pull in a Harry Potter reference here.
Yes!
For you. Because here's what I'm thinking. When it is something tangible, ergo, Harry Potter, they're learning how to do a spell.
Yes.
With their wand.
Mm-hmm.
You know whether they've mastered it, become an expert, because they can do the thing.
Yes.
They do the spell, bibby bobbity boo, it turns into whatever.
That's Cinderella.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know, like, Patronus. Whatever.
There you go.
Okay. I don't know what they all are. But in that instance, you know if someone has mastered it.
Mm-hmm.
Bakers, cooking people. If I'm going to make a chocolate cake and it turns out as a big molting mess, I have not become an expert, mastered the skill.
Right.
Those things are very tangible, and we can say yes, no. If you're trying to be a surgeon and the person dies, you have not mastered that skill. You need to practice again. But in the professional world, there's too many things like being a speaker, social media, marketing.
Yeah.
There's all these areas where there's not clear boundaries. So it's like, okay, so to call yourself a speaker, if you're an expert speaker, does that just mean you can go onto the stage and hold a mic? Or that
I can hold it. I don't like talking in front of people, but I'll hold it up there.
That's just it. So what defines, that's where I think it gets tricky, because we have all of these professions and areas now that are a little loosey-goosey on what defines them, and there isn't necessarily a school, like because everyone's a marketing professional now.
Yeah.
And there isn't necessarily a school of marketing. There's a school of rock, but not
well, you can go to school. There is a school of rock. I mean, you go to school and you take marketing classes and stuff, and
but you don't have to.
But the majority, I think, of people that go into, okay, here's what I'll say: the majority of people that I think go into marketing at some point in their time in their life, graduated with some kind of communications degree.
Right.
How does that train you on how to do Google Ads, or how to find if somebody needs Google Ads, or how do you
But you don't. But that's
like
what I'm
how
saying.
do
It's
you
very loosey goosey.
oh, it gets that term
Our
expert gets
field.
tossed around in marketing
Okay, so
so
marketing, social media, like this whole, even today, I met someone today and I forget what, like when they told me what the name of their company was or the industry, I was like, what is that? And they said, well, it's a fancy way of saying business development. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't like, it's just people.
but what does even business development mean?
Hey,
That could be
watch it.
no,
No, I'm just kidding. You are not wrong.
but
It
it
is
could
another
mean
big,
or like business solutions, like that's another one that this is off the rails, but business solutions is like another one. Like what is actually
we
business solutions?
have,
Is it IT? Is it what? I don't know.
right. It could be,
It could be anything.
in the professional world now, it's like we've made up all these categories. We made it, most people make up their own title. You can be a manager, director, what, like you can.
I'm a managerial director, owner, CEO, catfish of Dapper Dog Marketing.
She is catfish. But this is just it. Like people are just kind of making things up, and it's very different than if you want to be a doctor. Okay, if you want to be a chef, you need to know how to make a roux, and you have to be able to know how certain things happen. I don't know, chop an onion in under 30 seconds. I'm sure there's like little chef school things you need to be able to actually perform.
Probably, yeah.
But there's so many professional designations where you can just become something, and it's often because I think, Paul opinion, like with social media, you got somebody that's really good at posting, they become viral on TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
And they're the expert.
And now they're an expert. So now they can come and tell you how to get 10 million followers by these 5 easy steps and just buy their program for $19.99. Just because you went viral doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're doing. It could just be your content or the algorithm or whatever, because it was a pandemic and everyone was inside.
Nobody had anything to do.
I want to know if you're watching or listening, and if you've listened this far, thank you. But leave some comments below, because I think this is really important. And again, this is something that being a perfectionist, I'm an Enneagram 1. I always want to do things really well.
I still need to do that.
You do.
I know.
So when I come in and someone has introduced me as an AI expert, I'm already like, I better bring my A game. So I'm the kind of person that I'm like, I better add value and add some more value. And then I'm going to ice it with value and sprinkle a little bit of value on top, because I want to make sure that I come across as an expert, that people are like, well, clearly she's an expert. She knows a lot. She is an expert in this field. But then I personally can stand there and go, oh, there's so much I don't know, so I must not be an expert.
So as I was thinking about this whole topic, though, I wanted to come up with what I really thought that my own definition of, not Webster, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to come up with my own definition. So before I officially get to that, I don't think that being an expert is about knowing everything, because I don't know everything. That's why I do continued education, so that I can keep in the know of things that other small business owners have no time to understand, don't want to understand, that I am that person that they can go to. I can be that resource for them to help them figure out the answers that they don't know. And maybe I don't know. If I get asked sometime like a question I don't know, I have gotten, which I never used to be this way, but I used to get to a point that I would get really flustered because I couldn't answer the question, and I would just throw garbage out of my mouth, like the flux capacitor that needs it. But I would just say things that it was super broad, that it wasn't a specific answer. And then I don't know. I get to the point now where if I don't know the answer, I'm going to try and do the research and find the answer for you, but I'm going to be upfront with you about it, because I'm not an expert in everything. I know a lot of things about a lot of things, and especially being in marketing, because you dive into a lot of different other trades, different types of businesses. I know a lot about automotive. I can tell you so much about fireplaces right now, but I am not an expert, but I know a ton about fireplaces. So it's not about knowing everything. It's about understanding your craft and adapting to adapting and applying it to the different situations that come up. So in my head, a true expert, and it's getting good. It's getting good. So a true expert knows their limits and understands. Sorry, I'm reading this off because I think it was just really good when I was writing this, and so I want it to be exact. So a true expert knows their limits and understands that not every approach will work for every client.
Ooh.
Sit with that for a minute. Because I'm going to tell you right now, with a lot of, and specifically in marketing, there's packages for everybody out there. It's always one package. I can't tell you how many times that I get called and I need a website. How much is it going to cost? Well, I really need to sit down and go over a few things with you first so I can find how much time I'm putting into it. Am I writing content? Do you want it to do something snazzy? Am I integrating it with an e-commerce shop? Like, what am I doing with this?
Right.
Trying to find out those answers first before, because I do not have just cookie cutter templates that I'm doing. Like, and there's a lot of companies out there that they just go to Fiverr, you can get a website for $250 or something like that. Like, it's just going to be what you get, and they're not going to figure out what your goals are, what your this is. Like, it's that understanding that I think helps determine if you're an expert or not. So it's about being flexible, thoughtful, and strategic. So that's really, I'm still working on the flexible part because I'm getting old, but no, I'm really not. But not just following the trends and understanding that it's not for everybody. Not every business out there should be on Instagram. They shouldn't.
Preach.
Not every business out there should be on Facebook. Not every business out there should be on Pinterest or whatever. Like, there's certain, you gotta ask the questions first. You have to have that understanding to really say that you're an expert in. Because once you understand that business, that thing, she's looking at me like I'm crazy right now.
I know I'm here. I'm thinking about this. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm thinking about how I work with clients. And I'm just thinking about what you're saying. It's like, in this instance, in the marketing branding world, one size fits all doesn't work.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't mean that people can't sell that, right? So what I'm hearing you say is there are marketing companies out there that will just say, we have a one size fits all. So just come on by, and we've got
or they have
small,
like,
medium, large.
They have
small,
like their
medium,
pricing
large,
list
yes,
already and like everything. And that's where
and it can work. Like, it
can.
could. It's like, do you go to a store? It's the difference between going to a store and just like buying off the rack and having something tailor-made for you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So you could go to the store and buy something and you put it on, you're like, nah, it's okay. It doesn't fit great, but it'll do. Versus if you had something custom made for you and you'd be like, this fits amazing and I look awesome. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And having something tailor-made doesn't have to be more expensive. So what if off the rack and tailor-made both cost the same amount of money? Which would you rather have?
I mean, I would have tailor-made.
Right. But I don't think a lot of people understand that, because again, they're just like, oh, I need a marketing plan. Oh, I need a website. Oh, I need whatever. And they just run out. Who do you use? Who do you use? Oh, it's the most popular, well-known, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's good though.
So with that, then it's kind of what is really an expert. So I have some bullet points that I put down. So in my head,
in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie,
You know you weren't going to get through an episode.
Oh, so good.
Without a song. So anyway, so real experts are the ones that understand their market and their audience deeply.
Say that again for the kids in the back.
Real experts are the ones who understand their market and audience deeply. Now, this is not just, I'm going to go onto my Google Analytics and it's going to tell me who it is. No, that's not what it is. It's talking with your customers. It's sitting down with them, taking them to coffee, like really understanding who that is. Because this is going to go back, and then there was another episode that we talked about this, It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Where everybody knows your name.
Burn, 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 burn.
And they're always glad you came.
So, anyways.
No, actually, that's really good. Let's use the Cheers reference, because when they would come in and that bartender knows what your drink is, they know where you normally like to sit, and they know you.
Yeah.
Because they have taken time to get to know you.
So how many times, and I've talked about this before, so sales funnels are not what they used to be. It's not really, I mean, they're still there. But the new model that's coming out is the flywheel model. So it's all about customer retention, and it's all about referral based and keeping the past customers happy so that it comes around. Whatever comes around goes around, people.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really think about that. So if you're doing top-notch customer service with somebody,
you're giving pearls today, Tara.
I got my notes.
Pearls.
I got my notes today.
Go back and re-listen to what she's saying. Do you see what she just said? She said it's no longer the funnel. You watching and listening, you have gone through business thinking it's filling the top of the funnel, get as many leads as possible, get them into the funnel, work them all the way through, they become a customer, you do the thing, you get the money, done. And then you refill the funnel from the top again, and you're constantly looking for new leads. And what she just said instead is a flywheel. Think a circle. I could kiss you. This is brilliant. This is a conversation I had this week with a client where I said, how many people are in your database? And he told me, and I said, how often? I said, if you've already done work for them and they've left you a good Google review, they love you. Do you say thank you to them? Do you go back to them? Do you get them to refer to you? Like, why are you trying to get all of these new leads when you have this whole bucket of people that know, like, and trust you and are pleased with you, and you're not working on them? That is the flywheel.
And not only are they going to come back, they're going to refer you to the other people.
Yes.
So when you go into the Facebook groups and there's, I need a roofer, you're going to have, because you did such a great job and you left something memorable in that mind of that customer, they're going to refer you.
Whoever you are out there, if you're watching or listening or yodeling, whatever you're doing right now,
yodeling.
I want you to think about, instead of going through every day going, how do I get new leads? How do I get new customers? How do I get new customers? I want you to stop and say, who have I already done work for or worked with that likes me? Because they are your marketing department. They are your marketing department.
Yeah.
And so I love that. The new bumper sticker. It's the flywheel.
Okay, I got 3 more, and we're coming to our time here. So,
shut up, Paula. That's
the next one that really, real experts are the ones who know when to push back against trends.
Oh, the number of times I see people dancing on Instagram videos where I look at it and they're lip syncing, and I'm going, why? Just because it's a trend doesn't mean you should be doing it.
No.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Go talk to someone like Tara, like me, someone in the field, and go, should I be doing this? Does this make sense?
Should an 85-year-old man be dancing his hips about his bank services? Probably not.
Well, it depends. Yeah, not his bank services. If he was a trainer and was saying, like, look, you can stay in shape at 85 like me.
There's a time and place, people.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, next one is the real experts are the ones who can tailor strategies to specific business needs rather than applying cookie cutter solutions. I think we already covered that.
Say that again.
So they tailor strategies. So it's the whole, I get to know, I get to learn who that customer is. I understand them. I know who they are. I don't give them a cookie cutter sort of thing. So I am not just throwing the whole book at them and saying, you need this and it's going to cost you $1 million. Look back at another episode when Paula talked like that.
I was gay. Well, yeah, because sometimes people don't care. They're just about making the sale. So
they just want the money.
You come to me and you're like, I need social media. And I'm like, yeah, here. And I just slap something at you and I charge you a bunch of money.
This bothers me.
And you're just like, okay, because you're the expert and you said this is what it should be.
This is where we go to the whole SEO thing. Like, SEO is such another broad term again, because there's different types of SEO. And I think we talked about this on another episode.
Search engine optimization.
But there's on-site SEO, there's off-site SEO, there's SEM, which is another form of SEO. There's gotta cut that out. There's
said it quietly.
Right. Maybe I won't cut it out. We'll see. But no, it's thrown around. So stop it. It's thrown around. So I can't even say the next thing.
And I'm gone. I'm sorry. You were saying?
Okay. So the thing that I don't like about SEO in packages, and especially if you are talking to somebody all the way down in California or something, and you are based up in Minnesota or Wisconsin, and they're saying, you need this SEO package on a monthly basis, you have to pay me $1,600 for it. I'm the expert. I know what SEO is. You have to pay me $1,600. I'm going to do that. And you're like, okay, because you think that they're the expert. So they're going to do what's right by you.
I'm going to push back just for a second, just in case there's someone on the viewer land that's having this thought. So let me go back to the clothes analogy again. So let's say I need a raincoat because it's raining right now and I just need a raincoat. I don't have time to really get one tailor-made or fit. I just need one because it's pouring rain outside. So if sometimes with people, when they come and say, I need a website, I need SEO. Someone told me I need SEO. Whatever you got, I'll just take. And so they come to these companies and the company can just say, oh, all right, here's a $5,000 package for you. And you're just like, great, it's raining. I need a raincoat. Good enough.
Okay.
So where then does it like, because like for me as the business person just going, I know I need a website. I know I need to have SEO operating out there. So just give me what you got. I don't care. I'll pay whatever. So is it better to just have something even if you're paying out the wazoo for it? Or is it better to wait and get one that's tailor-made for you?
I mean, I would wait and get one that's
as an expert, what is your opinion?
I would get one tailor-made for you. And that's where the majority of my clients come from, is because they went with something that they thought they needed right now. They were told that they needed it, that it's going to cost them an arm and a leg. And then they're just like, this just isn't working. Like, I'm going to reach out to Tara. So then I look at it and I'm like, what are you getting for that money? Well, I don't know. That's the majority of the time what I hear. I have no idea what I'm spending this money on. As a business owner, you're not really supposed to understand all that stuff, but you should have a comprehension at least of what you are getting out, or what you are getting for your money. But the thing that I'm really focused on with this SEO piece in general is like the people that are trying to sell you on these monthly SEO maintenance packages on your website. On your website. The only SEO that I'm going to do for you on a monthly basis is a blog on your website.
Blog.
Or if there's new testimonials or something that we can put out or something.
Okay, well, you got to save some of this for the SEO episode.
Okay,
you got to save that. So this was really good. We're going to wrap things up.
I have one more.
Okay.
But we already talked about
Final thought.
Final thought. We already kind of talked about it, but they're willing to admit that they don't know something and are open to learning.
I love that. I love that.
So, ultimately, is being an expert being the best? Is it
being a continual learner?
I'm better than everybody else, or is it about being effective?
We want to know your thoughts. We truly do, because I think this can be defined a lot of ways. And so please, whatever platform you're listening on, drop us a message, drop us a comment, go ahead and email us. You can text us, because I think there will be a part 2. I think there will be a part 2 based on what people say and tell us.
I have so much more that I could go off on this right now.
Whew, but we want to, I think this will be episode 1A, part A, and there will be a second part to the expert episode, because this is a big one, and this affects a lot of things and how you
not just
yourself.
In the marketing world. This is literally for all businesses, for just people in general. Like what actually
constitutes an expert.
Yeah.
How do you define it? Love this. I so appreciate you. We appreciate you, our fun listeners and subscribers and friends. And if you're not one yet, go ahead, hit the button. Then you don't miss out on the next awesome conversation. And if you want to be a sponsor, we would love for you to sponsor the podcast so we can talk about how awesome you are and how you are an expert in your field.
We would love that.
All of the things.
So do that.
Mm-hmm.
Reach out to us. You can go to royallyunhinged.com. Fill out the form on there if you're interested in sponsorships. I will send you the sponsorship flyer form, and we will go from there.
come see us. Depending on when this airs, we're going to be
It's
at
gonna be
all
for a
kinds of
while.
things. Go to our website and find out where we're going to be in person, because you can come meet Tara and I in person. Tell us how you're an expert. Get some swag. So we got some swag.
Get some swag. We got an online shop coming out too,
Whoop, whoop.
with some royally unhinged
So
garb
good.
that you can purchase yourself.
Be watching soon. We'll have a little
From Advanced Sportswear.
Oh yes, one of our sponsors. We love you.
Yes.
So for now, this is your Ferrari,
And this is your DeLorean.
and together we are. That one probably doesn't work as much. We'll try it again. I'm Princess Paula,
I'm Tara B.
and together we are Royally Unhinged. See you next time.
Ooh.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Toodaloo.
Cheerio.